So this is a story of a man who is not quite sure of how to live. Looks so pale with this new camera. I swear I'm not this pale. Sorry for flexing. It's terrifying. This is the story of a man who didn't really know how to live. So the man went to the ocean. And he sat in front of the ocean. And he asked the ocean, "Ocean, how should I live?" And the ocean made a noise, came in and out. And the man said, "Is that your answer?" The ocean replied again, a few seconds later. The ocean went in and it went out. So the man was still confused with the answer that the ocean had given him. And he said, "It can't be that simple. I need more. I need more things. It just can't be that simple." And the ocean replied again. Came in and out. And out of the ocean walked this beautiful woman. The man said, "Finally, reason for me to attain more." I should just cut the story right there. That's awesome. It's so true, though. I was just thinking about this girl I really, really like. And how everything was so peaceful when it was just me and her. And then this guy came back that had a crush on her, like really likes her, you know. And then there's this famous book that said that men really like each other and they get along quite well until you throw a woman in the mix. And if both men like the same woman, it's over for those two men. I guess the same could be said for both sexes, both men and women. You know, when we desire to be with a certain person, if somebody else desires the same person, it's very hard to make it work. You know, the relationship with the other man, or the person that likes the same person. Once told when I was in Thailand, I came up with this theory about wanting to be successful and achieving success. And I told my friend that I was teaching with, I said, if you remove all the parents from the world and all the women from the world, and it was just men, there were no parents to want to seek approval from or to be successful for. no parents ever, and there were no women, and it was just a bunch of guys, straight guys, that were into women, and you removed all parents and all women. Men would just sit around and eat cheeseburgers and drink beer and do nothing. We would finally be at peace. We would probably be extremely bored after a while. But I think we could possibly find enlightenment faster. But we would be bored. We would also have a desire and a longing to find a woman if we knew that women existed. If we had women first and then they were just removed and then it was just a bunch of guys, we'd be like, well, where did the women go? Because we need that balance, I think. I remember I was walking down the road a couple days ago, and it had been a while since I've been around like a woman, that I desired. And I was like, God, man, I'm so bored. Like, I'm just hanging out with a bunch of my friends and a bunch of friends that I see as girls. I don't really have that counterbalance of, like, a female. So knowing it exists, I think the world of men with the cheeseburgers and the beer and doing nothing would really miss the women. However, if we didn't know women existed, I don't think we would desire much at all. We would just be at peace and just... I think maybe we would form clans after a while because we would get so bored. It goes back to that Dostoevsky thing where, Jordan Peterson always quotes this, where, if you give everybody utopian society where, everybody just eats cake and, you give everything, to people that they want and desire, and life is perfect. Eventually they would like smash things and smash the cake, and just because they need some form of chaos in their life. Like, people desire chaos. Like, we don't want that much simplicity. We need a balance between chaos and, an order. Not to quote, Jordan Peterson or the Taoists, but I think essentially it's true. If you have everything you want, eventually you're gonna get bored. There was this line from Before Sunset, which is this famous movie with Richard Linklater wrote it and directed it, and Julia Delpy was in it, and Ethan Hawke. Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, and Before Midnight. Terrific movies, by the way. And in Before Sunset, this guy, he was a writer, and he wrote a book about this man, and he was sitting at this dinner table with his wife and his children, and he had the perfect life, and he was eating lobster, and he made a lot of money, and he was successful. Everything was perfect. But he was sitting there at the table and he was miserable because he had too much order, and everything was working too perfectly, and he wanted to seek adventure because life is in the doing, it's in the adventure, it's in challenging yourself, and there was no more challenging himself for him. There was no more adventure. There was no more chaos. Everything was just so simple and orderly and just easy. So the guy was just really miserable. So, you know, going back to that world of men thing where, there's no women, there's no parents, they would eat and they would be merry and they would be happy and they would be enlightened. But then they would probably start to form tribes or clans and find people that were like them. Simon Sinek always says that, every day we go out into the world seeking people that believe in what we believe in. And I think that's very true. When you find somebody and you connect with them, you're like, oh man, this person's freaking awesome. I want to see this person more often. My buddy Tyler's like that. There's this new guy in town across the street. His name is Corey. Corey's like that. I just keep running into Corey. Like it's just this like random running into this guy, and I can't explain it like why I'm running into him so much. But I think it's this just energy of likeness and connection that we just keep seeing each other. Amy's another one. Like uh, Maruti. Like I see these people and I immediately want to spend more time with them because we believe in the same thing. We seek people that believe in what we believe in, and so eventually clans would form. People would be like, "Oh, you believe in this? Oh, you're just like me, so let's hang out more." And then you'd find more people like you, and then the people that weren't like you, they'd be like, "Oh, those are those people," and that's the us versus them theory. And then eventually, you would dislike those people because they were eating your food, or they were eating the deer, or they were eating your plants, or whatever the case may be, and be like, man, I don't know, really like those people. They keep eating the things that like we need to eat. So why don't we just kill them? And hence we have the human race. And that's not even talking about money, man. That's just basic survival stuff. Seeking people that believe in what we believe in and basic survival needs. And we're already at war with each other. And we're not even talking about economics. We're not even talking about how much money your country has. You're not talking about any of that stuff. You're just talking about basic survival needs and tribalism because we need to seek out people that believe in what we believe in to feel happy and fulfilled. It's weird, man. All right, guys. Hope you're having a good day. That was a tangent. So much for the story. All right, guys. Peace. Ooh.